Hi everyone, John from Jones, and we're going to be talking about our dry red flight. Before we get started, let me tell you that we're going to be pausing after each wine so that you don't have to rush the tasting. We want you to take your time and enjoy each wine nice and slowly. So we'll give you a moment to pause and then we'll come back and start again. But thanks for joining us. We're going to start with our Cabernet Franc. Now this is an estate bottled wine, meaning all the grapes came from right here from Jones. And it's 90% Cabernet Franc, 10% Merlot. And Cabernet Franc is a grape that predates Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon is a baby, the offspring really, of Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc. They crossed in nature in France, and the result became Cabernet Sauvignon, which doesn't really grow well for us in Connecticut, so we stick with this because it'll ripen quicker. So Cabernet Franc is a little lighter in color than Cabernet Sauvignon, but remember, as you taste, give it a good swirl. You get a lot more information through your nose than you do through your tongue, so it's always good to give it a couple good smells. My very first taste, I may have had some cheese just before or a different wine. So always takes one little taste just to prime the mouth. Now I'm going to take a real taste. Now I want you to notice what I do is get it all through my mouth, almost like gargling with it. And you have so many taste receptors in your mouth, not just on your tongue, and you're trying to hit all of those. And as you're tasting, you're going to get many different flavors. Remember, when grapes ferment, compounds are created that you find in other fruits, so it's not uncommon to find red fruits and flavors like in this. You may get some like red plum, raspberry, some strawberry. Some people even get a little peppery flavor from Cabernet Franc. But it's a really versatile wine. You can have this wine with just about anything, from roast chicken to a beef dish, a nice steak. You can have it with vegetarian. It's a wine that you can have really with almost everything. Maybe not everything, but close. And again, 100% Jones grown. So enjoy your Cabernet Franc, and we're going to take a pause, and then we'll move on to the next wine. Okay, we're going to move on to the Merlot. And as you just heard, we do grow Merlot here in Connecticut, but our growing season is so much shorter than California's that our grapes do not develop big flavors and the higher sugar levels that they do in California. And to make a bigger wine, we do need to go to California if we want to use the European style grapes. And so grapes are brought in. This is a 90% Merlot, 10% Cabernet Sauvignon, made here, but brought in grapes from California. Now, as you're going to look at it, give it the look, you notice it's a bit darker than the Cabernet Franc. It's also, if you go like this, do your swirl and sniff, you're going to get some different flavors and aromas. You're going to start seeing black cherry, black currant, maybe some blackberries. And you're also going to start getting into the region where we get some tannins, where you get that compound tannin comes from the seeds and stems and skins that kind of dries your mouth out. And that's where, if you're having a piece of cheese, try the wine and then have some cheese with it, or have a little piece of meat with it, or a sausage, and you'll see that it really makes the wine open up a little bit. So take the time to enjoy it, take a sip, try something with it if you can, and enjoy. Okay, we're going to move on to our final wine, which is Cosmos. And this is a relatively new wine for the Jones family. And these are grapes also brought in from California. There's Merlot, Syrah, and Zinfandel. And those Syrah and Zinfandel cannot grow in Connecticut. We don't have enough of a growing season for them, and the temperatures in the winter can damage the vine. So when you choose to use European grapes like these are, you have to get ones that can survive in Connecticut, and they don't do it for us, so we have to bring the grapes in. So now you're going to see even darker in color, a little bit more full-bodied. You're going to get some of those tannins that tug on your tongue. So remember, try the wine, then try some cheese, give it the swirl. And you're going to see a little bit different profile. It's going to be a little blacker fruits, a little deeper in color and in flavors and aromas. Give it a good sip. Take your sip. get it all over your mouth, and then pause, start thinking about what you're tasting, and you will get some of those black fruits, some blackberry. Some people even get a little like a mocha or a cocoa sort of flavor coming in. And all of these wines have been aged in some oak, so you're going to also get a little bit from the oak influence there. Now again, for this wine, this is the biggest of all three reds. Now you're thinking, definitely the red meats, a nice barbecue, brisket beef, that sort of thing. But heartier foods to go with the bigger flavors. So enjoy the wines. Don't forget to bring home your dragonfly glass. And thank you for supporting your local farmers. And cheers.